Well, there we are. There's the magic number, 5 o'clock somewhere. Oh, looking like I might be a little bit loud on the dashboard. Let me see if I can turn this down just a little bit, folks, so I'm not blasting you all. Hello, hello, hello. Happy Friday, everybody, from your favorite carefree quilter. My name is Rob Appell, coming to you all from Stitchin Heaven. I'm in California today, but you know we are located out in Quitman, Texas. And while I'm letting everybody log in, I'm going to be working on some free motion towards the end of today's live video. And if you don't mind, I'm going to warm up for just a few minutes while everybody gets logged in and settles in. Please go ahead and make sure that you can hear me. I'm notorious for messing up something technically, but I think we might have it dialed in today. So give me a thumbs up if you can hear me. Make sure you let us know where you're coming from. If you're one of our new viewers, welcome to the family. We'd love to say welcome to you personally, so let us know where you're also coming from. Happy National Quilting Month to everybody out there. I have gotten the quilting bug all over again, folks. I cannot stop doing this stuff. I'm loving it right now, having an absolute blast. So like I said, we're going to be playing with this quilt in a little bit later this afternoon. Okay, fantastic. Oh, I see ACJ's out there, and Mr. Socks is out there, and I see South Africa and Melbourne, Australia, and Texas, and the UK. Folks, I cannot express to you how much it means to me to have you all joining in like this. This is really, really exciting. And you know I try not to pay too much attention to the comments while I'm trying to present, because there's a lot of things I like to share in each Friday. I'll come back to the comments later, but I love seeing you all interact, and I love knowing you're all out there for me. Let's go ahead and welcome the 53,000 subscribers out there. If you have not yet subscribed, please go ahead and do so right now and smash that like button. It's that little bar down at the beginning, the bottom there, and I'll tell you more why I will say that again later in the end of the video. That's pretty fun. I'm practicing with something here. I also want to let you know we're going to be looking at a lot of different fun quilts and talking about a lot of different things today. So I'm trying to be better about putting more of the links to the kits, the videos, or other things I'm sharing in the description of the live video feed. So go ahead and make sure you're aware of that. Last little bit of housekeeping is about a month back or so, the software that we use so that we can have multiple cameras going and live stream to actually multiple channels if we choose to, has upgraded, so we can now produce a 1080 or high def video. So if you're watching, well, you're watching along on YouTube, you may want to hit those settings and adjust it up to 1080 high def, because you're going to see that the fabrics look beautiful. You're going to see that you can see maybe a little bit better of the stitching when we get into it. You may not have as much lag time. So anyways, I'm really excited to be able to just enjoy the benefits of technology as we go through with all of the fantastic things that are out there. We also have a wonderful Facebook group. So this is what the sign looks like. Oh, and I can see this is already out of date. We're almost, I think, to 900 members in the last week. So please feel free to request your membership there. Facebook's YouTube. What did I just say? Facebook private group. So well, Rob Appell. Anyways, it'd be really fun there, and that's a great place where you can post your quilts. I will be showing and sharing a few quilts. I got an email last week from one of you out there that had a bunch of quilts to share. I asked you to send me the email. Hey, I've got quilts ready to share out there from one of our quilting community, which I think is going to be awesome as well. I've got a bunch of announcements, so I'm just going to kind of keep blowing through them pretty quick if I can here. As you probably are well aware of, the All Texas Shop Hop has started up. It is running all of March and April. We in Texas, we at Stitchin Heaven have extended hours, so we're going to be there for all of you Monday through Saturday, 9 to 5. That's the extended hours. Still closed on Sundays. I know you appreciate it. We appreciate it. But nonetheless, so yeah, 9 to 5, Monday through Saturday, extended hours all the way through the end of April for the All Texas Shop Hop. And I know I'm going to jump around a little bit. I had a couple of photos prepared, but look at these shop hoppers I busted last week. We had a lot of fun together, got some pictures. I was in Texas last week. I busted these gals, and I think they were at the retreat as well as they might have been on the shop hop. So shop hop's a lot of fun and really great. Lots of great things going on out there. with that as I look for the button here on my screen to bring back the main camera, of course. Video-wise, I have, again, been really enjoying working on what I'm just going to call basic quilts. So they're quilts with basic fabrics in them. Oh, let's make sure that overhead camera's working. Isn't that gorgeous? Right, so this is the Scrappy quilt. This is the easiest log cabin ever. I do have a link in here. This is probably one of our most trending videos right now. People are loving it. So we're getting the quilting done, and we're going to be doing it together on and off. There's a little bit of the machine quilting right there that I've been starting to work on, creating a couple different videos. On the basket weave, I've started working on a video for that where it's basically straight line quilting but on the domestic machine, and I think you're going to really appreciate that. Like I said, we're going to do some machine quilting on this domestic here in a little bit, so that's really exciting. So anyways, this is the quilt, and check out the stitching behind in that, and also just having some fun with the new iPhone and taking some different thumbnails. I really like working with Elijah and some of his ideas that he's got. Thumbnails or something he wanted to work on. Check out the little video. Hey folks, it's Rob Appell from So Well Stitchin Heaven's YouTube page, and I just want to show you what I've got on my design wall for all of you today. Got a great tutorial. I think I'm going to call it something like the rainbow checkered chain. Either way, it's over on our YouTube page. Check it out. I've got great instructions for all of you. Now, you probably noticed in the let's say it right, in the advertisement, the quilt was not quilted, but you'll notice let me say that again, and you'll notice in the photograph, the quilt is quilted. I went ahead and bound it up yesterday so I can show it off today. So one of the things as we dive into the grateful list is we're going to talk about some of the upgrades I did to the studio this last few days, and I'm really, really excited about them. And so I've got a better show and tell space for big quilts. And so we're going to get to some big quilt show and tell in a few moments. Next week's video is going to be block month number 2 of the block of the month Arabella by Wing and a Prayer Designs. This is going to be just fantastic. I'm really enjoying working with the batiks going through. Check out the videos. I believe all the kits are sold out. Please forgive us, but I want to let you know if you love what they're doing. This is a new quilt. We just put the kits available online for block of the month. It is called Tonga Canyon. It is also by Wing and a Prayer. Folks, it's a pre-cut. And when we say pre-cut, that means that the pieces are going to be pre-cut down to the either square, rectangle, triangle, strip, whatever you need to begin the sewing at your base level. And it's really great. It's really efficient. And a lot of times, if you're dealing with triangles, tall triangles, short triangles, half square triangles, flying geese, the way they're prepared are based off of the instructions. And if the instructions on Tonga Canyon are similar to what they've been on Arabella, they're fantastic for learning a bit more precision in your quilting, if that's something you're interested in. But they're also showing some cool ways to reduce bulk, and that's some of the tips that after speaking with Tony, the designer there at Wing and a Prayer, she wanted to make sure I was communicating with all of you in the video some of the things that she's and her partner Jenny have worked on to really make their patterns fabulous. So anyways, even if you're not working on Arabella, or if you're not working on our project, but you have other fabrics for Arabella and you're doing along, please enjoy the video coming up next Wednesday. Also, they're just wonderful blocks. And like I was starting to show in last week's video, you can take and learn a single block and just make it multiple times over and over and over again. And a lot of times those are the really fun, easy, fast quilts to accomplish and things. So anyways, Tonga Canyon is coming up. If you're interested or if you like block of the month, we've got a fantastic page full of block of the months, and we're going to be doing more and more YouTube videos around the block of the month quilt projects themselves. So that's pretty dang exciting if you ask me, because I love doing them with all of you. And also part of what I've been really trying to do with the whole the well part of this is about wellness. And I've really been learning that by slowing down and not trying to rush through my quilt projects even, I'm enjoying more of a peaceful mindfulness. I'm also finding that I'm doing a lot more sewing, which is interesting because it takes a little bit longer when you're not pushing and rushing, but also I'm, again, enjoying putting in a lot of sewing time. If you're new to the brand, I am a recovering alcoholic. It's just been a little over 12 years. My anniversary was a few weeks ago. And a lot of times around that anniversary time, it's something where I reflect a lot. And sometimes there's ups and sometimes there's downs, but I'm often using quilting to help me process some of those emotions, which is really cool. And earlier I was starting to say, welcome, welcome, welcome to all of you out there. And I was asking you to make sure that you do subscribe, and I was asking you to make sure that you do smash the like button, because that helps the channel grow. And folks, I'm just going to admit it. The better the videos do, the better I feel throughout the week. And when I have projects like this, Easiest Log Cabin or the Fast and Fun Chain Quilt that just came out on Wednesday, and all of you are really seeming to enjoy the quilt project. We're getting a lot of views and a lot of positive comments. It really makes me excited about what I'm doing. I feel like I'm right there with you, like in a workshop or something. And so anyways, I just want to say thank you very much for personally supporting me and personally supporting the channel and the brand and the quilting and all the quilting community out there, folks. It really, really makes a difference. As I dive into my grateful list, I guess my timing couldn't be much better, really, because the first thing on the grateful list this week is Quilting Besties. So, folks, tomorrow is National Quilting Day. I believe this whole month is National Quilting Month, but tomorrow, the 16th of March, is officially the day, and my friend Charisma Horton is flying in for the weekend just so we can do some quilting together. And if you do not know who Charisma Horton is, let me share with you a little bit about our history real quick. There's plenty of other... Excuse me, I guess I get choked up. There's plenty of other videos on even Stitchin Heaven's YouTube channel. She's got stuff on her channel as well. But here we go. So when I first discovered Charisma Horton, it was this photo right here. This quilt, I believe, is called Destinations. And what I loved about it was the photography, the lighting, and the juxtaposition of the old plain and the new quilt. And shortly thereafter, Charisma Horton became a brand ambassador at Michael Miller Fabrics when I was working with them. So we had the opportunity to put together a couple of fun video projects, and then we did the quilt that we now call Fabulous. I was in the shop last week, and you can see it kind of blurred out there, but it's a giant quilt, 96 by 96, hanging over the door at the actual main shop, Stitchin Heaven there. And what I want to let you know, I just found out this yesterday, talk about the perfect Lord's timing, right? And that's one of the things I do believe is really important, is that Charisma and I both believe that when we work and create together, that the Lord's hand is in it, and it just improves everything. And we just have so much fun feeling blessed by our creative energy and the way you all respond to that. So at any rate, we are going to go ahead at Stitchin Heaven and run another, let's call it an encore of Fabulous, the block of the month. But folks, we're doing this one also now as pre-cuts. So this is going to be incredible. This is like I said, a fabulous block of the month. And I should know off the top of my head if we're going to still go ahead and run it over just the 8 months. That's how it was originally created. Nonetheless, I know it starts up in October of this year. My fear is it will sell out pretty fast like it has the last 2 times we've done it. So make sure you go ahead and sign up right away. Well, I guess everybody but Carl Sass, because Carl has already finished his, and he posted a photo of his a couple of weeks ago in our So Well Facebook group. And this is what I'm talking about, folks. Everybody has been very supportive of that beautiful quilt and enjoying it, and there's a great close-up visual there of the quilt itself. So if you want to check out Fabulous, Carl's got a picture for all of you in our Facebook group together, and that's really, really jazzed up. So at any rate, here we go. Boom. So yes, on the grateful list, the Quilting Besties by far is probably the thing I'm most excited about. Like I said, we'll be picking up Charisma at the airport tomorrow, and we are going to quilt, 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 and have a blast together over the weekend. And of course, we might be working on something down the road. I don't know. It may be another fabulous project. It might be something epic proportion. I don't know, but it will be amazing, maybe. That's all I'm saying. Possibly. Anyways, having fun with y'all today. Okay, so the time change. As goofy as it may sound, I love the time change. Now, I know some of us Californians are doing weird things with daylight savings time, and there's those. Anyways, I'm not even going to go there because I just think it's silly. Nonetheless, what I'm trying to say is I love the extended summer-ish, longer hours, makes me feel great. The lighting is so important to me. It's just fun. And the last few days have just been beautiful weather here in California. And so it's been really terrific. I actually got to get out there and get a little teeny bit of surfing in this morning between projects. I don't know if my hair's still wet. I think it is. But I was able to get back on set on time and caught 2 great waves. So at any rate, safe trip to Texas. So yes, last week I went out to Texas. I had a great time out there. And as I said, I got to get a couple of fun photos. There's another picture here. This is Dennis's quilt. There's Dennis and Tina. So Tina's one of our QuiltWorks certified instructors. And this is a QuiltWorks project. I believe it's called Steampunk Fairy Tale. Folks, forgive me. We have seen a memo yesterday that we have now already sold out of this as a block. It was either a block of the month or a kit or something. This is beautiful. Dennis used the Tim Holtz fabrics, and he was actually showing it off to somebody else when I caught that picture. So congratulations to Dennis, a fantastic quilt maker, a great friend of mine, and golly, man, a beautiful quilt. Fantastic. And so at any rate, that was really fun to get to see. As I mentioned before, there was a quilting retreat going on. That was really awesome. We had folks coming in from the shop hop. It was raining one morning on my way to work, and you'll see here I was trying to skateboard in the rain. I made a funny little video about that. I got pretty wet by the time I actually got into the shop and everything, but nonetheless, it was a great week out in Texas. It was my first time to get to work with Elijah, our new camera operator out there, and we had a very successful week doing some adjustments to some things, lightings, audios, camera work, trying to figure out our routine, our rhythm. One of the things that's really important to us is to have other folks doing presentations. Other folks want to do videos for us at Stitchin Heaven. We've got a whole team. There's almost 80 employees working together. So I'm going to encourage you to check out Facebook now on Tuesdays. Chat with Pat is a fun little walk around the shop. It's a live video. She's going to be presenting the new stuff that's just arriving, kind of like we used to do with Coffee with Anita on Facebook. It's a lot of fun, and you know, part of this quilting community is about helping those new quilters know where to find their supplies, know what are the right supplies to be using, know where to find their education, which educators are helping and that kind of thing. So please remember to be sharing the videos. That also helps us grow the channel, but it really helps us grow and support the quilters in the community. That's really most important out there. So at any rate, a lot of fun going on with that. And then I also had in my grateful list here new studio lights. So one of the things we did over the last few days in here was we tore out a Hopefully I didn't lose all my cameras there. I forgot to go into Do Not Disturb mode. If you were just calling me to say hello, I'll call you back later. Leave a message. Thanks. At any rate, yeah, what I was starting to show is the new studio lighting. So let's go ahead and go on over to that side of the room. So I've been able to brighten up the quilts in the backdrop, add a little bit of light so that now if I come on over here, I can go ahead and show off these quilts. So let's start with destinations. This was way too big for me to put onto the design wall, and it also has a beautiful flannel backing on it, so it's pretty dang heavy. But look at this, folks. I now own the original Destinations quilt by Charisma Horton. She gave me this as a gift when I went out to celebrate and actually take over her barn grand opening during the summer. My friend Andrew Lee and myself, the Combat Quilter, did a Operation Barn Crashers. Check out that video here on YouTube with us. Super fun way we went out and supported Charisma and her family, and she gifted me with the original quilt in a presentation that made us all cry, of course, because that's what quilts do. And it was just super, super fun and exciting. So I have this quilt out, and I will probably put it on the guest bed as Charisma comes to stay with us, because you know what it's like to walk into a home and see a fresh quilt on a bed and how lovely that is. So that's one of the ways I'll be decorating for her. And also I wanted to show you, as promised, I did go ahead, like I said, and get the binding. And there's that quilting again on that rainbow checkered chain, or the fast and easy chain quilt. This is actually, again, folks, one of the two blocks we used in the New Year's Day Mystery Quilt Along. Tiffany Hayes designed the pattern originally, and so it's just a very fun and simple block. If you haven't seen the tutorial, do check it out. I really appreciate the comment from the person who was saying that you liked me talking about the concept of using theme fabrics like pandas and bamboo, something like that, in this kind of open space. I think it's awesome for the quilting, but it might be fantastic for theme fabric. So these very simple and easy designs can be fantastic. It's just all about the right fabrics and the right placements, of course. So that's really, really fun and exciting. The other thing, and I won't make you look at it, let's go ahead back over here to the main camera, is the other fun thing about upgrading the studio lighting is for the longest period, everything kind of ran off of one switch in here. And the one switch kind of ran up to this outlet in a fluorescent box, kind of like that. And we were afraid we might be burning the house down soon. And this was the other condition of most of the wiring up above. So now what we've done, and look at this photo, folks, this is great. So we bought a big power strip, we put in a junction box and wired it all correctly. And my son came in and he noticed that big black wire and he was concerned that we had gone ahead and somehow routed the power strip to be powering itself. So we've come up with perpetual energy, it looks like, and pretty rad. But you see that little cube up in there? Well, that cube gives me the opportunity to turn on different lights in different ways. Look at what I can do for different lighting. So if we have the good old lounge singer come on over in the gold shirt, we can do fun things like that. So I'm really, really excited to be playing with the lighting. I promise not to go crazy, and you notice I'm not touching the buttons right now while we're all live because things could go haywire. It's also really fun because it's all on voice command, and so lots of different things. But like I was mentioning, for the outside lighting, being able to control the lighting in here, before it was often very bright. It was always in video mode, even if I just wanted to be sitting in here drawing or folding patterns or something like that. So you'd find me wearing sunglasses in the house. Now I can adjust each bank of lights independently, and I think it's going to make for really great video production as well as just quality workspace. And quality workspace is so dang important. I've got a couple more photos to share with you. I realized, my gosh, that coffee kicked in and we still have some machine quilting to do. So as we dive in, I want to say a huge thank you to Linda. She sent in photos of her quilt. So let's do a couple of those photos. So here we go. I asked you all last week or maybe the week before if you'd like to send in a few of your quilts. No judgments, no comments, just a way to share into the community what you've been working on. So Linda sent me 4 photographs and I promised I would put them up. Carl, I bet you like that one. I think you may actually have done that one. Look at the fun negative space in, I guess it's kind of like a bear's paw. I said I wouldn't comment on them. Here I go. I'm commenting already. But this again would be a great quilt for either machine quilting showing off or theme fabrics in some of those blank spaces. Andrew, I think this one's for you, buddy. You as well, Mark. Thank you, Linda. That's a beautiful quilt as well. You know I'm a big fan of it. So at any rate, if you folks are interested at all in sending in your quilts to be seen, please just email them to me, rob@stitchinheaven.com, and I will either save them and we'll do it every now and again, or you can go ahead. I might just do them whenever I feel like it. Another quick photo I'd like to share with you all while we're going through the fun of photos and slideshows today. Thank you to my dear friend Nancy. She has sent me my favorite verse. Oops, sorry, wrong button. She sent me my favorite verse on a sticker that I was able to put onto my sewing machine, Ephesians 2:10 there. So at any rate, like I said, I feel like the studio has gotten a real upgrade. Lighting and decals and fun and controllability. So I'm really, really excited to have all of that opportunity. So feel like I better do a quick comments check. And oh golly, Linda, you're getting a lot of love on that cat quilt, I see. And then we'll get ready to do some machine quilting. And folks, again, I'm going to start machine quilting here in a second. So if I don't see if you've written a question in and I miss it, please write it again at the bottom if it's a question you'd like me to try to answer for us today. I see a lot of you are just being very complimentary, which I also love. And Rosie's not a fan of the time change. I don't necessarily love the 2 days I feel kind of groggy, but I sure love the sun. All right. Oh my gosh, there's so many comments, folks. I don't think I can keep up with them anymore. You're amazing, folks. You're amazing. Okay. Yes, the checkered chain quilt is featuring the New Worlds fabrics. And okay. I want to make sure I'm not missing any questions. but there has been a lot of activity today, folks. You're amazing out there. So, okay, I'm just going to scroll back to the bottom. Wonderful. And I'm going to go ahead and do a little bit of machine quilting for us here on the log cabin quilt. Again, if you are interested in the quilts or like the quilts in the background, on the other side of the set, there's the Super 60 or the black version of the Texas Starlight quilt. Again, I believe I have links down in the description for all of those and some of the other things we shared today. So I appreciate you being here. Oh, I will mention, if I have forgotten, I believe I did, I have a couple of seats left in the August 7th retreat. We have a couple of seats left at the end of the month in the Quilt Works. Judy and Judelle will be there. Amazing. Don't forget about our weekly flash sales, folks. Sign up for our email online. That way you don't miss out on any of the fun. And we're going to go ahead and slowly get ready here to machine quilt. I'm wondering if I'm going to be foolish by putting on both of my gloves. I like these Machinger's gloves a lot for the opportunity to quilt, but I did make a custom one. Here we go. We'll use this one today. They give you great grip, but they don't control the iPad very well. So I've made us this custom glove so I can still work cameras and machine quilt. So here we go. There it is. So I have a variegated thread in here right now. Machine is obviously free motion. This is a Handy Quilter 510. It's a single straight stitch machine. I love it. Got a hopping foot on, which means the foot's going to go up and down with each stitch. Needle down mode is usually engaged. And what we're doing in free motion, the first video I put out, I had the benefit, like I was saying, of Elijah now being in studio with me. So when I go out to Texas, I'm trying to do more of the videos for you where it really requires a camera operator to follow me better than just me trying to do it myself. So what we did is we threw the quilt on the table and basted it up first. So basically, like I had done before, great information on basting a bigger quilt on a smaller table. Then we started talking about basically machine quilting is a series of straight lines and or swirls. So if you can master the swirl and a straight line, you can do just about anything with machine quilting. And as you begin getting more and more design motifs under your belt, thank you Angela Walters for teaching me that, you can become more fluid in your designs and really do what I call doodle quilting. And it really was called doodle quilting until Carly Porter made it a genius event, out quilted me, and called it graffiti quilting, because what she does is adds a lot of extra quilting in between the quilting that I do, and it really increases the crush and loft of the machine stitching. So if you want to learn more advanced techniques of kind of what you're seeing, please check out Carly Porter, graffiti quilting. Of course, Angela Walter and Christina Camilli have great videos out there on machine quilting, and I'm just promoting my friends while I'm machine quilting here. Because remember, folks, it's National Quilting Month, and the thing I'm most grateful for this week is my quilting besties. My quilting friends are those folks out there, you are all included, that have supported me over the years as a machine quilter, as a designer, as a crazy guy with a skateboard and a surfboard and a quilting machine, and a real passion for life, and an avoidance of my anxieties and my depressions that I'm often fighting against. So I appreciate you all. I bet you can't see much of what I'm doing, so let me see if I can't quickly get over to another space. But let me show you what happens periodically, right? I was talking and I started getting kind of stuck. So we always want to take the moment to just kind of lift and loft out our quilt, right? I don't want it getting hung up or snagged on the table, pushing my machine here closer to the center of my table so that more of the actual support is on the table here, which I think is great. Uh-oh. It said my screen was frozen. Oh no. Did you get to see the quilting at all, folks? It said it froze. No sound, no video. Okay. Okay. It says it's good now. Okay, Carl, I'm going to rely on you. It's telling me that everything's back. Okay. Someone can give me some love and let me know, because I'm just going to hold off if I can. Why is it that I get the microphones going? Carl, can you hear me out there? Any of you hear me out there? Okay, you saw me. We're okay now. Awesome. Did you not get to see any of the quilting? Is that what it was when I switched over to the quilting camera? All of a sudden it died, stalled out. No quilting at all. Okay. Thank you all for your patience. Okay. I'm going to go ahead and try that again. I'm going to try to do the machine quilting again for you all so that you don't miss out. But I'm going to pay attention now to what goes on my screen. All right. So here we go. Going to that camera again. What I was starting to do, folks, I had been doing this machine quilting. Okay, I see that it is frozen. That's my bad. Dang it. Okay. Now we're not frozen again. So I was machine quilting, and unfortunately, my little camera is froze out, which is no good. Let's see if I can fix it. Let's see if I can fix technology on demand. Let's see if we can do this. Nah, it's gone. All right. Sorry, folks. I do my best. Live technology. All right. Well, let's not give up, though, because quilters should never give up. Let's see if I can bring you in a little closer with my overhead camera. Just be patient. There. Okay. So I was trying to discuss some of this free motion quilting, and I was trying to promote the fact that we worked on a new video where I basted the quilt on a table, and I also talked you all through that and then talked about swirls and straight line quilting. So I'm going to try to go ahead and quilt over to the lighter fabric so you might be able to see a little bit better. Just doing a series of arcs and swirls and straight lines. I was starting to talk about, you probably didn't get to hear it when they said the camera froze, but Christina Camilli, Angela Walters, Carly Porter are all some of my favorite machine quilting teachers. Of course, I taught them everything they know, but they're doing a good job, and I think they have some additional information that you might enjoy from. Okay. So you still can't really see what's going on the camera, though, and I bet you that's a bit frustrating. Let me go back to my comment feed here so I can see how everybody's doing. Patricia was looking at my black bracelet. Patricia, I don't know the meaning behind it, but I did pick it up in Hawaii a decade ago, and it's onyx and lava rock, and I was told that it can only be taken away from Hawaii if it was pre-blessed, and I believe this was pre-blessed. I'm going to see if I can't get this camera to work a little bit better, folks, just so that we can enjoy some free motion quilting here nice and close. Looks like it's going to come back into the system. Okay. Let's see. Stay with me, folks. Stay with me. Okay, let's see if this works now. Okay. Hopefully we've recovered. Hopefully we're going to have some fun with the machine quilting. Okay, it looks like it's not stalled out. Just playing a little bit. using that variegated thread. And now that I've started to do some of the quilting, I'm just playing with the motif that has already happened. Periodically needing to move the project around. Fluffing and stuffing, or stuffing and fluffing, they call it. And right now, just kind of keeping a fun, consistent look to the quilting, to the motif. But because I would like to treat you all to some other designs and some other parts of this video, and it's such a randomly wonky log cabin, this is the perfect quilt for me to express and do other designs as well. So even though I'm doing swirls now, what I'll probably do is find another block and begin some very hard straight line quilting to go ahead and break up some of that curly quilting. So you can see I'm just starting to drag some lines across here, kind of diagonal to the project. One of the things I love about modern quilters and their free motion work is how they just really tease the eye with their designs and their stitching. You can see my stitches are different lengths, unfortunately, because I have zero regulation on this machine. And sometimes the corner of the quilt is catching on the table and it's causing the weight of the quilt, like it is right now, to kind of bind up and cause some of these smaller stitches, right? I'm hoping you can see. Batting is Hobbs 80-20, so 80% cotton, 20% polyester, and it's the same batting I have over on the long arm, on the roll, and I just go ahead and take it off. Oops, sorry folks, I thought I was over here. I just go ahead and take it off the roll that sits below the long arm while I'm quilting. So there you can see it right there on the roll. Hey, those of you at Hobbs, roll's getting a little low in case you want to send another one over. Great. Okay, fantastic. Sorry that was a little bit delayed and or challenging for those few minutes in there in the machine quilting. We will try again next week. Fantastic. Okay. I want to make sure I've gotten into, now the body camera did not work. I've got to adjust it a little bit. Okay. Fantastic, folks. Thank you again very much for sticking with me through that. I think that when that phone rang earlier, it disconnected this other little camera, which is really fun. They're, again, all iPhones, making the technology pretty slick. Now, next Friday, I'm going to try to go live with you. I have a bit of an adventure planned next Friday, so I will do my best to be here. Like I said, we definitely have a Wednesday video already uploaded. It will be the Arabella block number 2. I think I had 1 or 2 more things I meant to show you all, and I didn't get all the way to them. Maybe it's because I'm so tired, and I guess that's what it is. And the only reason I'm so tired is I got to stay up late last night working on this fun tattoo project. So those of you who've been following along on Kim's sleeve, I got to start packing in some of the black and gray, finishing the line workout. So anyways, that's what I was up to last night, coming right along, having a lot of fun with that. So at any rate, folks, as I often encourage you all to do, keep doing your art, keep doing your creativity, keep making your quilts and sharing it with our community here, because it's really all how we grow as individuals. But remember, it does definitely make us feel so much better to be working with our hands and encouraging others out there. So I'm just so, again, thankful that you are all here today, that you've all been supporting the channel. I've been really, really blessed to be seeing it grow so much. I will try to get some lovely photos of my bestie, Charisma Horton, coming out this weekend, like I said, to do some quilting with me. We will try to bring you all into the fold as much as we can, but selfishly, we're getting together to quilt and to inspire and encourage each other. And sometimes we need to recharge ourselves, like they say on the airplane, put on your own oxygen mask first before you go ahead and serve others. So that's a little bit about what this weekend is also about for me. It's my personal way of recharging with somebody that is incredibly inspiring, I think, to all of us. And so at any rate, I'm pumped up about it, and I hope you all have a fantastic weekend out there as well. If you'd like to put in the comments what you're grateful for, or what you're doing this weekend, or the quilts you're working on, fantastic. We just love to see that. Again, folks, please send me those quilt photos, rob@stitchinheaven.com. We'll put together a slideshow for you, and I promise not to embarrass you, and just don't put your name in the email if you don't want me to acknowledge you that way. Again, folks, thanks again for being here. Really appreciate you all. Have a blessed weekend. Make sure to